You've probably seen those creators who are just cranking out high-quality animated videos like every single day. And you wonder, how in the world do they do it? Well, the secret isn't just about being creative. It's about having a killer system. So let's get right into it. We're going to break down a workflow that takes video production from a full-day grind down to just 1 hour. For most people trying to make these faceless videos, this number is the harsh reality: 6 hours. Think about that. That's 6 hours of your day spent writing, then generating one image, waiting, generating the next image, waiting again, then turning each one into a little video clip, downloading it all, and then finally getting to edit. It is a slow, manual, painful process. But what if we could just flip that whole thing on its head? I mean, look at the difference here. The old way versus the new way. It's night and day. And the secret isn't about you becoming a faster editor. Nope. The secret is moving from that painfully slow, one-at-a-time manual work to an incredibly fast, automated system that does all the heavy lifting for you. All right, so how are we going to get there? Here's our game plan. First, we'll talk a little more about that 6-hour problem. Then, I'm going to show you the exact automation toolkit you'll need. After that, we'll walk through a simple 4-step blueprint for creation, see how to put your new robot helper to work, and finally, we'll uncover the real secret behind all this speed. So, how do we actually make this happen? How do we jump from hours of work to just minutes? Well, it's not about juggling a dozen complicated apps. The whole system, and this is the beautiful part, is built on just 2 core tools that work together perfectly. Let's take a look at your new automation toolkit. First up, you've got Google Flow. Okay, think of this as your creative studio that happens to be completely free. It's a platform from Google that gives you access to some really powerful AI tools for making both the images and the video clips for your story. It's all in one place, no subscription needed. Now, here's the second piece of the puzzle, and this is where the real magic happens. It's a browser extension called AutoVeil. And I love this analogy. It's your robot helper. Its entire job is to take over the super boring parts. All the clicking, the waiting, the downloading. It basically turns Google Flow into a powerhouse batch processing machine. Okay, so once you have the toolkit ready to go, the actual creation process becomes shockingly simple. It really just boils down to a super clear 4-step blueprint that takes you from a completely blank page to a folder that's just full of your finished video assets. Step 1, you plan everything out. You can use an AI assistant like ChatGPT to write your story, and this is the key part, to break that story down into a list of prompts for your images. Step 2, you generate the images. But you don't do it one by one, you just feed that whole list to your robot helper, and it creates every single image in one go. Step 3, you do the exact same thing for the video clips. And finally, step 4 is assembly. This is where you actually get to be creative, pulling your clips, voiceover, and sound into an editor to put it all together. So, the theory is cool and all, but what does this actually feel like when you're doing it? Let's get to the most satisfying part of this entire process, putting your robot to work and just watching the automation happen. This is honestly the best part. After you've done the fun, creative work of writing your prompts, you just copy and paste that whole list into the extension. You click one button, run, and then you just walk away. Seriously, go make a coffee, check your email, plan your next video, because the robot is doing all the tedious work for you now. And this quote really just sums up the whole hands-off experience. The creator of this workflow said it perfectly. Once you hit that run button, you're not doing anything manually. It's all happening on its own. The system is pasting in the prompts, clicking the buttons, waiting for the AI, and moving on to the next one, all by itself. So what happens when you get back from your break? You find a perfectly organized folder sitting on your computer. The system doesn't just create the stuff, it also makes it look better by upscaling it for higher quality and then downloads everything for you. All your visuals just sitting there, ready for the final edit. All right, we've seen the tools, we've seen the process. But to really get why this is such a game changer, we need to go one level deeper. The real secret to all this speed, it's not what you probably think it is. It's actually a fundamental shift in how you approach the work. We always think that the key to making things faster is finding the newest, hottest, speediest AI model out there, right? But that's not the answer here. The efficiency of this workflow has almost nothing to do with that. And here it is. This is the big reveal. The real secret isn't making the AI generate faster, it's about completely eliminating manual repetition. The huge time savings don't come from shaving a few seconds off the AI's render time. They come from you not having to sit there babysitting the process, feeding it one prompt at a time. It's about batching the work and removing yourself as the bottleneck. So let's just boil this whole thing down one last time. First, you create your script. That script becomes a prompt list. Then you batch generate everything, all the images, all the videos. After that, you assemble the final product and you upload it. That's it. That's the entire workflow, completely streamlined from beginning to end. And that really brings us to the final and I think most important thought. This whole thing isn't just about saving time. It's about unlocking your creative potential. When you lower the barrier to creating something this much, it changes the entire game. So the real question I'll leave you with is this. What stories will you tell? What ideas will you share when a whole video project is just an hour away?